So today I'll be showing you how to set up a basic node project for your backend. So I have a folder set up here, which I name setup, which will be using to write this project. And I'll go to my code editor. I'll open my terminal, and it's actually an Express application. So I will run the command npx npx is express -generator, and then I hit enter on my keyboard. So this will set up the basic express folder for me to generate the basic Bora template. So I'm actually setting up a TypeScript project, so I have to do some changes to my workflow. So one of the things I will do is I will have to get my tsconfig file by running tsc /init. So this will generate a tsconfig file, which is what we are seeing right here. So I'll do the basic setup for my project. I'll open the tsconfig file. Let me minimize the terminal window so you can have a good view of the screen. So I have to change my target and call it exnext, because I would love to work with one of the latest ES module for this project. So every of my TypeScript file, I would like them to go to a root dir that I will give the name src. So I'll comment line number 29 and give a description of where I want all my files to go to. So every of the TypeScript file, I want them to be in src folder. That is one. And also I would love to organize every of my compile code, my JavaScript. The out there, I would love them to go to a disk folder, which will be on line 52. So I'll configure that here, and every of my compile code will go to a disk folder. So after setting that up, then I'll need to also give in some setup here. I need to include my source map. I also need to uncomment that for my project, and also I will need to include my src folder here. I would love to put that at the end of the file here. So include src. So what I'm basically saying here is every file in src should be included, and likewise every file that has the .ts extension. So whenever I run my tsc, they will all be compiled. So my tsconfig file is set up and everything is cool for now. So what I need to do next is I need to create my src folder. So I hit on the add new folder tab here, new folder, and I create a folder which I will be calling src. So before I will need to change this my app.js file here to a TypeScript file. So before I'll do that, we need to install some basic modules we'll be needing for this project. So let me open my terminal window once again, and I need to add my node modules. Remember, Express generator will just bring in the package.json and some of the basic Bora templates I'll be needing. There's currently no yarn node modules for this project here, so I need to first of all run yarn, because I'll be using yarn for this very project, not npm. So yarn will generate for me all the necessary node modules with reference to what I have here in my dependencies in my package.json file. So while this is running, okay, good, we now have our node modules folder here, which is containing every of the files. You can read more on that and on node modules. So I have some of the basic node modules from my project. So since this will be a TypeScript file, I need to add my TypeScript module. So I will run the command yarn add. TypeScript should be in my dev dependencies. I wouldn't like it to be in my dependencies, so I'll put the -d flag, and I will say TypeScript. I hit my enter key, keyword. So this will generate the TypeScript module for me to set it up in the dev dependencies. Let's just give it a sec, and yeah, so we now have TypeScript version 4.8.4 in our dev dependency folder. So there are basic other TypeScript types to also add for our project. We need to add a type for the ball, we need to get a type for express, HTTP errors, and likewise more than. Express generator by default is generating the JavaScript part, which does not require type. That's why we're not having them in our current package of JSON. So we need to add them as it goes. So I will say yarn. Let me clear up my window so you can see what I'm typing. Yarn add -d. So we want them to be at the dev dependencies. So I will be needing at type. This is how we add types with type for our module. At types, then slash the module we want to add, which is express. Also need to add at types HTTP -. I also need at type slash Morgan. I don't need to add a type for Jade because we're currently not going to be using the view engine for our Express application. So this project is basically just for the backend, and we'll be making use of a front-end framework like React or Angular or Vue to connect to our project. So I'm not going to be adding the Jade types for this very project. So basically these are the three types dependent module type we'll be adding for this project. So I'll hit on my enter keywords to quickly install the TypeScript type for these modules I listed up there. Okay, so good. We now have our types for this project. Let me clear up my window terminal. So now I can go right ahead to my file folder, minimize the terminal window, and I can now successfully move in my app.js file into my src folder. And then also I would love to follow the MVC folder structure. So let me move in the route folder to my src, and then let me go ahead and change my app.js file to app.cs. So after doing that, our file is now a TypeScript file. TypeScript does not make use of require. This is a default JavaScript way of importing modules. So we'll change every of these import method for every of our files here. Instead of using var, TypeScript uses imports. So let me highlight every of the var and change it to import. Okay, let me open this. So instead of the equal require, TypeScript uses from. So let me highlight every one of them. I'm highlighting everything by holding command and a D. So that will highlight every text that is similar to what is already highlighted for me. So I'll say import, then from keyword. So let me remove the closing braces. That still does not require that. Okay, so I've imported the modules. We are currently not going to be using cookie parser. Express.json will do that first. We'll use express.json to read our request body. So permits me to remove this from here. Also, we currently don't have all these modules yet, so let me come out. We'll address them when it's time for us to start working with our routing. So let me comment it out for now. And also the app that you use that is requesting those files, let me comment it out also. So let me switch this to cons, since we are working with one of the latest ES module. We use var in ES5 and below. Okay, we've also removed the cookie parser, which is no longer being required for this very project. All right, good. So for our app.use function here, we need to import rather the express type for our function. So we'll come back here. I'll import for the express type. We have a request. We have a request type. We have a response type. And we have a next function type. Okay, good. So we can go right ahead and add the types for every of our function here. Request. We have a response, and here we'll have a next function. Sorry, there should be a column here. Next function. Next function. So the TypeScript type for this is HTTP error. This is it here. Okay. All right. Good. So we have a TypeScript CS folder set now ready for deployment. So I will just end the tutorial here. In the next section, we'll see how to connect our database, which we can be using a Postgres, SQLite, MySQL, or any database of your choice, or even MongoDB.